Hi, this is April. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to take a few minutes today to discuss something that's very important to me, and that is taking the time to speak with your grandparents if you still have your grandparents with you. They are an invaluable source of historical information. They can give you a whole other aspect of real life, day to day, how it was to actually live in a different era from you. You're not going to get that out of the history books, believe me. I remember my grandmother, her second husband, he was really shy to meet us when we were teenagers. He thought we were going to make fun of his stutter. He had also a slight lisp, and there was no way I was going to treat my new grandfather with disrespect at all. I was actually shy to meet him because, being on the heavier side, I didn't want him to judge me about my weight. But we became fast friends, and he told me the most amazing stories about his life experiences. He told me he was 5 years old when World War I ended, and he was able to tell me all of the details of the celebration that they had in their community, with getting out pots and pans and banging on them, going up and down the street to celebrate the end of the war that had taken so many lives and impacted everyone in the world. My grandmother, she was able to tell me about the Great Depression, and in the 30s, how they had to burn furniture for fuel. And those experiences, these are not things you're going to get from reading a history book or sitting through a lecture. So my best advice to anyone listening: sit down with your grandparents. If you don't have your grandparents with you, it's best to do it with your parents. Take out the old photo books. Write down who is in each photo. Get the names written down, because once that generation is gone, there's no one left that can fill in the gaps about your own specific family history. I also remember another story. My dad's mother had told me, growing up in the Appalachian Mountains, that was a whole world apart from my experience growing up in Michigan. But she told me about her mother back in, I think it was the 60s, having to sleep with a rifle because so many city folk were coming from up north looking for artifacts from the Appalachian region, looking for valuables that they could sell at a premium. And, she was just trying to carry on living in her small little cabin and having to sleep with a rifle in her bed in case of intruders. Those type of experiences you're just not going to get from reading a history book. The other thing that I was able to do is scan in all of the tattered old black and white photos and create a photo book with each of the names listed to the best of our ability. When my mom was still alive, we were able to go through each photo and list the names of the relatives in the photos, and the ancestors that had gone on before us. And that way, to the best of our ability, there's probably some names we have wrong from the 1800s, early 1900s, but we were able to create a photo book from Snapfish with all the scanned in photos. And that way, everything is preserved for the next generation to come. And you might think your particular family didn't do anything exceptional, or that, no one in your family was famous or had a huge business or did anything exceptional. But that's not true. Just living the day-to-day life has contributed to America. So every one of your family stories is valuable. and document it to the best of your ability. Another suggestion I have, and I wish I had my dear grandparents with me to this day. I wish I had my own parents still with me. But sit down, even if you don't want to do it on video, maybe just record the vocals. But sit down and interview your parents, your grandparents, and that's another way you can document their story, and it'll be preserved for the next generation. But it is just so important. I mean, we can go on to Ancestry.com or 23andMe and get a DNA test, and that gives us an idea of where we came from. But it's the everyday stories, the everyday life that is so invaluable. But if you have your grandparents with you, give them a hug, spend time with them, enjoy them, learn some skills from them. A lot of times they're able to teach you how to sew, how to crochet, how to do woodworking, things that you might not be able to learn except from someone that has the experience of how they used to do it in the olden times. But that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to pass on this information to you so you can sit down and document your own family's history. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.